Hello students, welcome to EPG Pathshala. I am Professor Dr. Sujit Bhattacharya, Professor in the Academy of Scientific Research and Innovation CSIR and Senior Principal Scientist in CSIR NISTADS. Today I will be discussing the module Technology Based Indicators. This module comes under the paper Informametrics and Scientometrics. This unit discusses the different technological indicators and highlights why patent is the most important technological indicator. We will show the key indicators that can be derived from a patent document and draw examples to highlight the usage of patent based indicators. The objective of the module is thus to understand the basic concept of patents and its role in as technology indicators. We would explore patent based indicators in the context of their construction and application so that the students have basic understanding and can apply these indicators in their research. Patent is considered the most important technological indicator. It is generally the first choice of any inventor to protect her invention by filing a patent. A patent is a property right to invention. It is, friends, a legal document that gives the holder rights to his invention. These rights have national jurisdiction in which the patent is filed. Rights are applicable for 20 years from the date a patent is filed. Patent specification provides a detailed description of the technology for which protection is claimed. Later I will show you also what is a patent specification. The other technological indicators are standards, design and trademark. A technology standard can be viewed as a set of specifications to which all elements of product, process, formats or procedure under its jurisdiction must conform. But you see, it is a very complex and it is very difficult to access all the standards in a particular area. So, in spite of standards playing a very important role in our technology reaching the market, this indicator is difficult to capture, and also this indicator has large amount of variance across different sectors. Design registration captures the unique design of product and thus is useful indicator of design innovation, but it does not say about the functional characteristics of a technology, and thus it does not capture the inventive process and the product's technological features. Trademark registration is another indicator and it can identify new products, but it is difficult to estimate which of the trademark registrations are really new, and thus the novelty through trademark registrations is difficult to estimate. Now friends, we discuss the salient aspects of patent and the patenting system. There are three major patent offices globally. European Patent Office, which is called as EPO, United States Patent and Trademark Office, which is called as USPTO, and Japanese Patent Office, which goes by the name of JPO. These three patent offices have become very important because maximum amount of patents are filed in these three patent offices, as patents have strong connection with technological products and new innovations. So, and these markets, the European market, the US market and Japanese market, are the places where there is a high demand for technology intensive products. So, patents play a very influential role in these markets, and so naturally the maximum amount of patenting are seen in these three patent offices. Patents that are simultaneously filed in these three patent offices, the EPO, USPTO, JPO, are called triadic patents. The grant is issued on the inventor, as you know, for a patent that focuses on both the novelty. When we look at novelty, the examiner will check that whether no prior art is visible. Prior art means that there should be no research paper, patents and other modes by which it already shows that the invention is not new. So, moment the examiner finds out that a patent has already borrowed from a prior art, it will either revoke the patent, not allow the patent, or it will reduce the claims on the patents. The claims on the patents, each claim of the patent, as friends I had already told you, gives the property rights to the invention. Non-obviousness is another very important attribute of a patent. It shows that inventiveness of that patent. Inventiveness is that the patent is not obvious to other words or certain other amount of creativity. Ingenuity has been involved in the whole process of the patent. So, this is a very difficult test to prove, and here also the prior art, which I have already said, research papers, patents, they play a influential role in deciding that the patent which is being filed has inventiveness, the non-obviousness, and thus it should be granted. And the third important aspect of patent is the utility of the invention. The utility is that the patent should be useful to the economy and the society. So, based on these three attributes, if they satisfy, a patent is granted. We look at the patent document of the US Patent Office, but typically the general structure of patent document of different patent offices are same, including that of Indian Patent Office. There would be small variations which I will explain later on. The front page of a patent document is primarily composed of bibliographic data which tells us about the who has filed the patent, when it is filed and other details in this direction. Then comes the references which this patent has referred to, and these are called examiner references. Then there is an abstract of this patent and sometimes also drawing. Then you have the detailed drawings in some patents, and then you find the specification, which is a techno-legal document. We call it a techno-legal document because it talks of the background of invention, discusses prior art. Prior art means which are the references, how these references have been used by the applicant to demonstrate that his invention is new and it is an inventive process, and describes the mode of use, and legal because it talks of the claims which it gives, and these claims are what is really protected by the patent office if they find that the patent satisfies the elements of novelty, inventiveness and utility. The front page of US patent document. As I had said that this is a typical way a document of different patent offices, but US patent office document is more explicit, and so it is useful for demonstration and understanding a patent specification and a patent document. You see that you can find the bibliographic data of the patent number, the date in which this patent is filed, and you can see the what is the title of this patent, and you can see the patents or the research papers which this patent has referred to, and it also gives you references those which have cited this patent. See that a patent has large amount of information contained in a patent document. These information act as useful inputs for our understanding and analyzing the technology trends and capturing the technological aspect of the patent, and explore further to look at a larger units, their strength, technological strength and their capacity of invention. You see that we have information related to the history of the application, you have information related to the development of the invention, and you have information related to the technical features of the invention. It tells you about the different attributes of your understanding the patent document, and it also tells you about the where are the area or the sub area where the patent has been filed, and how many claims the patent has got, who are the legal owners of the patent, and when it was first filed, the first invention and first country where this patent was filed, which goes by the priority date. And it also talks of types of patent, whether it is a functional patent, and in some patent offices like the US patent offices, the patents are also granted for design patents and plant patents. Friends, now we are looking further details of the patent classification. As you can see that it is called International Patent Classification, IPC. This is the most common classification used in a patent document. This classification allows us to search the patent and also find in which technology area the patent has been filed. IPC provides a hierarchical system of language independent symbols for the classification of patents according to different areas of technology. So, as you are well aware of different classifications in your library and information field, you can already judge that how important it is for patents to be properly classified, and from which you can look at the sections, classes, subclasses, groups and subgroups in which the patent is, or we can say belongs to. From this we can identify technological classes to which a patent belongs, group patents which belong to same technological class, group patents covering a sector, or link patents to production trade. Friend, we are examining the further details of aspects of the patent documents which are relevant to us. This is what is shown in the patent citations. Patent citations means reference to prior technology, either patents, or they can be citation to scientific literature on which the patent builds on or which it uses. This is to a large extent similar to the citations which we give in paper. But there are two types of citation in a patent document: examiner citation and application citation. Unlike the typical research paper citations, I will explain the difference between these two citations. Application citation used by the applicant to describe the background of the invention, its genesis, and provide evidence of why said invention is novel and non-obvious. So, this application citation is also acting as a sort of establishing the claim of a patent, that the why this patent needs to be granted. A more legal aspect of this patent document is the examiner's citations. Examination citations have a legal role, as I am saying, in judging the novelty and non-obviousness of an invention covered by the patent. The examiner can pick up the citations given from the applicant, and it augments through his own efforts the other citations to see that whether the patent is really novel, really non-inventive, and looks through this primarily a patent claims are granted, or if they find that all the claims already have references to earlier prior art, the patent is not granted. Friends, so far we have discussed the salient aspects of patent and patenting system, and also have talked about the attributes of a patent. But this module also focuses on what we measure from patents. This is from the understanding of the salient aspects and the attributes, it allows us now to proceed forward. The level of research and innovation activities is one of the things which we try to measure from the patent using patent based indicators. The another thing which we use the patents to measure is the innovation and technological competence of organizations. It can be a research group or a single research unit, firms, or the country at large. And we can, as I was saying, look at the what are the technological strength a nation possesses. As you can already now understand that patents are those inventions which qualify of from the attributes of novelty, non-inventiveness, and utility. So, it is a sort of technological property which the owner of the patent influences the further technological development. And when we look at the nation as a unit, the owners of the patents of this whole nation on a particular technology allows us to see whether that technological strength is there in that particular technology or a sector of that nation. The patent also helps us to understand and capture the technological diffusion. Technological diffusion means that how many people are really involved in technological activities, and whether these activities are diffused in different firms across a country. Say if large number of firms are filing patents on in a pharmaceutical sector, then we can say that there is a large amount of technological diffusion happening in this pharmaceutical sector of in that country. It also shows us the sources of innovation and network of innovators. In that we mean that we can understand from where these patents are coming from. Are they coming from research centers? Are they coming from your farms? And also we can see that how these patents have been from the filing data, the science linkages and technological linkages, which I will be talking later on my slides. And it can also show, the patent can also show the technological spillovers and knowledge relatedness. Technological spillovers means it can show that, say I am filing patent on sensors, it also has importance in other related areas. It can also demonstrate the importance and novelty of innovation, which you are already now aware that what the patent does. It gives you property rights on claims which are novel and non-inventive. And further, using these patent indicators, one can capture the science technology in linkage. What it does is that if large number of patents are in a sector are referring to scientific research, these then demonstrate that these patents have strong linkages with science. And overall, as we say, that the patents primarily tell us about the technological strength, which can be of a nation, of a farm and of a research center. We are not talking of patent based indicators. There are a continuous research to construct indicators, and some of the indicators have, because of their utility, have become very important. That those indicators I am highlighting. One is simply the number of patents. The patents, say, granted by a patent office. It can be US patent office, Indian patent office, to a farm, to a country. Here I am not talking of a sector, but I can also talk of number of patents in a technology, in a particular sector or a subsector. Another indicator would be the evolution of number of patents by looking at the trends of different countries, patenting trends. Then we can construct indicators such as percentage of countries patent compared to the world output by year, comparison among different countries. By these type of indicators, one can capture the competitiveness of a country in a particular technology or overall. As you know that, similar to our research papers, where citations, a large number of citations tells us about the importance of a research paper, here also if a patent is cited subsequently by large number of patents, it shows the importance of the patent, of a particular patent for that technology in question. And here we can look at the count of citation received by companies' patents or a research unit, year wise or otherwise. Number of claims provide an indication of the legal breadth of a patent protection. If you have in your portfolio a large number of patents which have large number of claims, say you have 10 patents in sensors and each of the patent has large number of claims on that patent, that means you have large number of what you call the ownership, technological ownership of that area, and it is difficult for others to infringe upon your patent. We also have indicators which we can construct based on number of inventors and number of IPC classes, which is interesting that it shows that if you have patents in your portfolio where the patents are not only in a particular technology, but it also has a large number of patents addressing other technologies, it shows your scope and breadth of your technological activity. We continue with these patent based indicators. There are other indicators as I was talking about. One of them is the current impact index. It measures based on how often a company's or a research unit's patents are cited by other patents. Similarly, technological strength, the number of patents times the current impact index will indicate the technological strength of a company's or a research unit's newly issued patents. And the third indicator, which is very commonly used, is the relative technological advantage. It takes into account the different propensity to patent in a patent office among different countries. It can be also for a firm or also for a research unit. What it does is that it does a normalization so that you can really judge your technological strength. The numerator talks of the number of patents of a firm or a country in a particular sector, the number of patents of a firm or a country in all areas, and the denominator talks of number of patents of a firm or a country in that sector with respect to the number of patents of the country. RTAIJ greater than 1 indicates higher activity specialization and vice versa with respect to the country's strength. We introduced two further indicators: technology cycle time and science linkage. The technology cycle time, in a sense, shows that how fast your patents are in the current technology scenario. It is an indirectly it shows in a sense that it looks at the median age of the patent which has been referred or cited in that company or country's new patents. So if the patents are cited in the company's or a country's patent which are not much dated in time, we argue that the company or the country is moving in a technological frontier, or if it is otherwise, we would be saying that the country or the company is still away from the technological frontier. In fast growing fields like sensors or photovoltaic cell, you can find that technology cycle time, the median age is very short. And in those areas where the technology takes a long time for going to the market, the technology cycle time of these patents, the median age, would be very long. Another indicator which is very useful shows that whether your patents are built up on scientific interface. It tells us through this indicator the average number of papers that your patent cites. As you see that in emerging technologies, we will always be talking of that these are technologies where science interface is very high. Say nanotechnology, biotechnology, specialty chemicals. And in your patent portfolio, if we see that the science linkages are very high, we would be arguing that your patents are in areas which are emerging and which are cutting edge. This indicator, however, is difficult to capture except in US Patent Office where it is given much more explicitly. Friends, till this time we have talked of the patent, patent attributes, and we have discussed about patent indicators. Now let us take an example from Indian patenting trend. The figure 1 highlights trends of Indian patent applications in the Patent Cooperation Treaty, US PTO, EPO, and the Japanese Patent Office from 2001 to 2009. PCT provides a system through which a member country, India as a member country, can file patent applications to different patent offices. This one central access point for filing helps to overcome the problem of filing separately in each patent offices and reduces cost. Maximum foreign filing by Indian entities and individuals we see are through PCT. Mainly the shift is seen from USPTO. So we can conclude from this patenting trend that Indian entities are increasingly using this PCT route for filing patents, and they are expanding their patent reach possibly. Patent filing in the US Patent Office by Indian entities. US being the major global market, filing in the US gives good indication of a country's technological strength. Thus, we have examined this trend of filing in the US Patent Office for the period 2001 to 2009. We observe that pharmaceutical is the leading area of Indian filing. This is followed by office machinery and computers and basic chemicals. So broadly we can say that this is the portfolio of Indian patenting activity in the US Patent Office, which is also, as I have said, that indication of the country's technological strength. Highlights patenting activity of foreign R&D centers in India in the US Patent Office. As you know that many foreign entities have opened their R&D centers in India. It is important to see that how much technological activity they are doing. Patent allows us to capture this indication. From the figure, we see the dominance of office machinery and computers in the USPTO by the foreign entities in their patent filing, followed by signal transmission and telecommunication and pharmaceuticals. Interestingly and also surprisingly, it shows that foreign R&D entities are filing twice the number of patents than entities from India in the USPTO. So friends, you see from the three figures how we have seen that patent filing helps to capture the technology trends. It also highlights other important facts. For example, we observe foreign R&D centers are emerging as important centers of research and innovation in India. Friends, it is now time to look at the advantages and disadvantages of patent as a technological indicator. Here I have given the table to highlight the strengths and benefits of a patent as a technological indicator. Patent databases have been in existence for many years. For Indian Patent Office, you can trace it from 1911 onwards. In the US Patent Offices, it goes back from 17th century onwards. Availability of patent statistics over long period of time allows assessment of technological activity trend. Patent data are relatively easy to manipulate. Patent data can be related to other economic financial measures. It can, for example, it can show that a company portfolio is earning royalty or not by cross licensing or applying that patent in designing the products or used in their process. Patent data have a similar structure as a legal document, and this makes it much more a useful tool for intellectual property protection, contains revealing information as we have already highlighted of through different indicators, indicates level of S&T effort of a research firm or a country. Similar items of information facilitate cross-industry and even cross-national comparisons. Like every other indicator, patent also has weaknesses and problems. Patents do not always lead to commercial applications. Patents are only a small portion of the actual R&D and S&T efforts. Patents reveal only selected information about S&T. Economic value of patent is highly skewed in some areas, as we had highlighted, and also later on concluded that pharmaceuticals and ICTs are areas where patents stand out as one of the most important tools for protection. May not be so for areas where the invention through patents can be disclosed, and in that process the inventor does not gain anything. It is better for the inventor then not to protect the invention through patents. These are areas like gearbox technologies and other technologies. Propensity to patent varies from one field of technology to another. Differences among national patent system also makes difficulty in judging patent as an indicator. In spite of large amount of harmonization of patent practices, there are still substantial differences. For example, software patents cannot be filed and granted in Indian patent office, whereas they are allowed to be filed in the US patent office and granted. And software patents are one of the most active area of patenting in the US patent office. There is a lack of theory to explain how patents contribute to performance and to strategic advantages. So friends, in this module we discussed about the technology based indicators, and we highlighted how patents are the most important technology based indicator. We discussed about the patent and patenting system. We talked of the different attributes of a patent. We discussed about the indicators that can be constructed from patents and highlighted their strengths and weaknesses, and also through a few examples showed how Indian patenting trend, its strength and areas where more efforts are required. We looked at patents, how they can analyze rate and direction of technological change, how they can be visualized as an output of industrial R&D generated during the whole technology life cycle. Patents that fields specific in a certain sense. For example, in pharmaceuticals, patenting is very important as it can easily, a molecule which is very effective and identified through intensive research can be replicated very easily, and so patents becomes one of the most important tool for protection. On the other hand, we have also talked of the other areas where patents becomes useful. But we should also end in a cautionary note that it is not in all the areas where patents are the most important technological indicators, and we should then be careful to not to capture these technological fields through patent. For example, a gearbox technology is very complex, and the competitor would not have the incentive to patent a gearbox technology because it will unnecessarily allow other people, firms, to invent around it. So with this, I hope you have got a understanding of the different salient aspects of patent and their indicators and their measurement. Thank you.